I could squeeze all of my questions that Cece gave me into one video, but I should have known better. So this is part two, and we're moving on to the entertainment lifestyle questions. And enough of my yapping. Let's just get started. Oh man, we're starting it off with a super tough question, aren't we? Um, I have so many favorite TV shows because I watch a lot of TV. And now and now I have Netflix, so that just makes it even worse. Um, I really love The Office, um, One Tree Hill, Gilmore Girls, Friends, The Vampire Diaries. I kind of watch a little bit of everything, but I think for all-time favorite, I'd have to go with my 90s classics, which would be a tie between Boy Meets World and Full House. Those were just two shows that I grew up with, like a lot of 90s kids did, but I just loved the relationships. And being an only kid, I loved the dynamics of Full House and how the siblings were there and the uncles were there. The Uncle Jesse and Aunt Becky, and um, I just loved the closeness that they had. And Corey and Topanga, I mean, who didn't love them? Who didn't want to find a relationship like that? Um, so yeah, and there's still two shows that I watch like on a daily basis. So I guess that's what makes an all-time favorite. And I feel like they're more relatable to my life now than they were even back then. So I'll definitely be showing them to my kids. Oh man, favorite movie. Um, I watched a lot of movies with my grandma growing up because she would watch me every day when my parents were at work. Um, it was usually either like talking dog movies like Homeward Bound or Beethoven or Balto. But I'd have to say anything Disney like Snow White or Aladdin um, or even Pocahontas. I just really loved the theme behind Disney movies, you know, dreaming and believing in the impossible. And it's still kind of like my theme for today. So, um, yeah, Snow White or any of the Disney movies. Alrighty, so I go to a lot of concerts with my parents, which is strange for a 21-year-old to say, but I really enjoy going with them, and they pretty much have the same taste in music that I do, for the most part, except for when it comes to like pop concerts. So in that case, there's quite a few that I would like to see, like Justin Timberlake and Katy Perry or Beyonce, um, people like that. Um, but if I had to pick one, I'd probably say Justin Timberlake because he's been one of my favorite people since I was like 5, and I thought I was gonna marry him like every other girl on the planet. But um, I'd say, yeah, him for sure. I really want to see his new tour coming up with Jay Z, but I'm not a big fan of Jay Z. Let's see what else. Yeah, like I saw him when he was in NSYNC with one of my best friends because she was turning 15 and I think it was like 9 at the time, but it was a big deal for her turning 15 and all. So our parents bought us tickets and we sat in the nosebleed, and our moms actually bought a couple tickets behind us, like just a few rows behind us, and I felt so cool because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm sitting by myself at a concert. And like they came out on a catwalk and we got pretty close. I mean, um, what we thought was pretty close for the time, but it was super cool. And I would just really love to see Justin because he's turned into like this huge pop star by himself, and he's so talented. Um, so yeah, and I'm really excited about his new sound. He sounds awesome. One artist that I would like to meet that I haven't already. Um, Probably Katy Perry right now. She's kind of been at the top of my list, and I always put her on like my list of people to meet because I update those frequently. Um, I have a lot of time on my hands. So these are the things I think about. But I would say Katy Perry. I just love her quirkiness and how she hasn't tried to be anybody else, and she's just like she is who she is, and no apologies, and she's just open about her life and the mistakes she's made or whatever. So I just think she'd be a really fun person, really sweet person to meet. All right, so I'm always looking forward to a TV show or movie. Um, movie, I probably would have said Safe Haven, most anticipated for this year, but I've already seen it twice, and possibly a third time with Cece next week. So there's always that. But it exceeded all of my expectations for it. Um, so, I mean, yeah, that was like my top one. And now I'd have to say The Great Gatsby because I just love that 1920s era. And I really liked the book. I kind of didn't read it in high school, really. I kind of skimmed it and read Spark Notes and listened to discussions in class. But I really liked the concept of it. And I love Leonardo DiCaprio. So I'm really looking forward to that one. And then there have been a couple other previews so far for things like there's a movie with Paul Rudd and Tina Fey coming out pretty soon that looks kind of funny. So yeah, TV shows, I can't really think of anything unless Girl Meets World comes out this year. But um, I, I'd be willing to try anything with TV show. So you never know. Well, I don't really make many playlists unless it's for like a trip or a concert that we're getting ready to go to. Um, but lately, my most played playlist has been Safe Haven because it's just really like has like an organic-y, like happy vibe, and it just reminds me of South Carolina now. So I'd say that, or just my like most listened to artist is probably like Taylor Swift or Lady Antebellum. Yeah, I'll play music in the car, and I always tend to go back to Lady Antebellum. So just ask my mom. What am I most looking forward to in 2013? Um, right now, I'm looking forward to the Shania Twain concert that we are going to in Las Vegas in about a month. I think it's like down to 20 something days, 30 something days. I don't know. So I'm really looking forward to that because I've always loved Shania. She was kind of like one of the main reasons I got into country music when I was younger. And I'm also really looking forward to opening day of the Dodgers and all those Dodger games because there's always something exciting that happens along the way. And I'm hoping to like bring some friends this time. So, um, yeah, so you never know what that'll hold and just days in LA. Um, and Catalyst. I'm going to Catalyst this year, which is a convention down in Orange County. So those are the three main things right now, and just the endless possibilities. I kind of like not knowing or having anything else planned, and just seeing what else happens as the year goes on. I have a lot of verses and quotes and sayings that I live by. Generally, they come out of the pocket of the Taylor Swift CD. So, see Fearless and Speak Now, and also Red to some degree, but I'm not in love, so it's not as personal yet. Um, I also use First Peter 3:14 as my like theme verse for my life. Basically, to sum it up, it's to be beautifully outspoken and to speak up about the things you believe in. And um, I kind of look at it as also just knowing when to speak up and knowing when to be quiet and listen. Um, what what else? And usually I'm queen of Pinterest, so whenever I see a phrase or quote, I just like write it down and it's kind of like, okay, this is going to be my new motto for the week, kind of, or just like a mentality. But I really love quotes, and usually there's a Taylor Swift song line that sums up what I'm feeling. So there's that. And also another song right now is Good and Goodbye by Carrie Underwood. Um, just that when things aren't going your way, um, you always find out later on why it didn't work out or why it did the way it did. So yeah, I'd say those things. A perfect day with my best friend would probably consist of a trip to LA of some sort. Just doing like the typical LA things, we'd probably go during the week when things aren't as busy. So, like, go to Santa Monica and just hang out at the pier, play the little boardwalk games, or hang out at the beach for a few hours and go to the little cafes and boutiques that are around there. People watch in Venice. Um, or maybe just hang out at like Universal City Walk or go to Universal Studios. Um, Griffith Observatory, basically any of the cool like LA places that are fun to like people watch and um, where you could just talk and hang out, that sort of thing. Because pretty much as long as we're able to talk, we're good. Um, yeah, it doesn't really matter what you're doing down there. Like as long as it's a sunny, beautiful LA day and you're in good company, that's really all you need, right? I wouldn't say that I have that many qualities that I look for um, while looking for a significant other, but I would say that there are a few big ones. Um, First and foremost, I want him to have a relationship with God and just be someone that's, you know, wanting to walk out what God has called him to do, which leads me to my next point of just someone who's passionate about something, not just about anything, but I mean, something that they feel like they're called to do, like their purpose in life is to be a baseball player or be a musician or to be a writer or whatever, because I have things that I feel like I'm here to do and I'm passionate about. So it would be cool if we could, if he would see where I'm coming from or that we could help each other out on or just that we have our own separate things and, that's just, where we go off. But um, just someone who's close with his family because I'm close with mine. I'm really close with my parents, and I don't have siblings, so you know, I do like to get together with my grandparents or my aunts and uncles and stuff like that. Um, just someone who likes to have fun, good time, likes to go to concerts, um, likes to laugh. Pretty basic things, just has a sincere heart and just, really wants to be with me and something that it doesn't feel forced. So I guess it's not necessarily about what I'm looking for in the guy, just the way I feel around him, if that makes sense. Um, just someone I can be myself with because sometimes it takes me a while to get warmed up to somebody, and I'd like to look for something that I'm not looking for. It just kind of happens naturally and the way it's supposed to.